Hello there. Today we're going to make a quinoa patty, right? So, and this is actually a vegan patty, right? The first thing that we're just gonna do is like, after I have boiled my water, put the quinoa in, bring it to a boil, cover and simmer it for 15 minutes, then fluff it. This is how my quinoa is gonna look like, right? If you wanna make it that it breaks down a little more so you don't have to pulse it as much, definitely add at least a 1/4 cup of extra water. But remember, then the ring around there is just gonna break, so you're just gonna have, the starch is just gonna be a little bit pastier, which we actually need just to bind these ingredients together, right? So let's just put it right here. What I really wanna do is just break it down, and when the recipe says to break down the starch, what I mean by that is like the grain is whole right here, as you can see, and it's actually quite loose. If I were to make it really pasty, then that's what I'm gonna start doing, breaking it right now, so you'll see. So let's just you can definitely pulse it, or just trying to see how you're breaking down that starch. You see all those little pieces? That's actually what that's what we call the ring. That's what holds the starch. So I'm just gonna try to break that down a little more so it becomes a little pasty, right? So don't make it too gooey, so it actually has a nice consistency when you bake it. So you see now it's rolling. It's actually going around, so I think that's actually very good. That's very good right now. So let's just transfer this. And you see how loose it was before? Now look how it is. So now I can just definitely squeeze it, and it'll really just shape the way that I want it. But I just want to have it loose still, right? So let's just put it in here. And as you can see, some of it is already getting pretty pasty, and that's when the starch starts breaking down. And we're just gonna add that right here. And the other thing that we're gonna do is just gonna be our northern beans, right? So you see how it is? It's kind of like all broken down. So we're just gonna do the same thing with the beans. Why? Because this is what is going to bind everything together, this starch. There's no eggs in here, right? And that's why we just want to make it like this, so all those vegans, they can actually enjoy this patty too, So let's just pulse it. You see how it starts breaking down? I don't really want to make too much of a paste, because I want to have some nice consistency to it. So let's just save everything that we can, and look at this. How it is? That's right there. It's just looking pretty good. So just place it in there. If you made your quinoa and you think that it's too loose, just definitely add more beans to it, And this bean has been drained, so we're actually taking away all that extra sodium that comes because these are canned beans. So that's one of the things. Just always drain them, rinse them out, just get rid of all that extra sodium that you might not need. So, and then let's just start adding. So this is actually quite simple. This is very simple. So I have my shredded carrots that I pulsed too, and this is really nice. These are just crushed pumpkin seeds. Very nice. So you see all these different flavors that I'm incorporating in here. They're just gonna make such a bang in your mouth when you actually start kind of like finding and figure out what's in here. So that was my scallions. This is very important because this is gonna give a lot of flavor, my toasted cumin seeds, right? And the smokiness of the chipotle, that's what's just gonna give such a nice flavor, and the aftertaste is just gonna be very nice. So, and I hope you enjoy this. This is my sesame paste, which is tahini, or If you want to do just sesame paste and just add some toasted sesames to it, or if you just don't want to crush all the pumpkin seeds, you can leave some holes, and that would be perfect too. That would be nice, right? So let's just combine that, and of course we have to use our hands. You have to feel that, right? It's like bakers. They always tell you, you have to feel the dough. If you don't feel the dough, you don't know how that bread is gonna come out, right? So let me just bring this here. This is an already prepared sheet pan with some pan spray. You don't need to use pan spray if you don't want to. You can definitely use a parchment paper. That'll work too. Right now, let's just make some patties. As simple as that, right? So I'm just gonna put this in the oven. We're just gonna start plating this. You can definitely do roasted tomatoes if you want to, but right now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do a very simple presentation. Get my quinoa patty, right? Place it right there. Look at that. And right here, what we're gonna do is you can definitely make another, place another tomato if you would. And right here we have a little bit of yogurt. That would give some of that tartness, you know, because remember you have enough spice in here. So the content of the yogurt is just gonna minimize that spiciness of it, right? And there you go. That's your quinoa patty.